Good morning, Quadcopter 101, and I have another neat review for you, as all of my reviews are neat. This is the JJRC H36. Now, if you look at the JJRC H36, you can say to yourself, geez, that looks like something you just reviewed recently, namely the Eachine 010. Yes, sure does. Yep, this is another clone of the Blade Inductrix. This one from JJRC. Actually, I'm starting to think that Eachine and JJRC might be interlinked somehow, because this sure looks a lot like the Eachine 010, except for the label of JJRC H36. But again, yes, both of these are ducted fan clones of the Blade Inductrix, but low-cost ducted fan clones of the Blade Inductrix. The reason being, both of these, the Eachine 010 and this H36 and even the Blade Inductrix, are really meant for indoor flying. But I wanted to show you that it is possible to fly this outdoors on a windless day. You know, the review that I did of the Eachine 010, I had a little bit of wind. It was only a 3-knot wind, 3-mile-per-hour wind, but it was enough to blow the Eachine to the point where I really couldn't send it out very far. Today there is no wind at all, so hopefully this should fly much better. Let's go over the over the quadcopter real quick. Again, it is a ducted fan quadcopter. The idea being to increase the efficiency of the propellers. Very simple quadcopter in design. Very small motor, 150 milliampere hour, 3.7 volt motor. Since Eachine and both JJRC are producing these quadcopters, these motors should become available and be very cheap, since there's two different versions of this quadcopter out there, so you shouldn't need to worry about finding replacement motors for this to keep you going, keep you flying. Let's see, anything else about this quadcopter? Let's go into the controller real quick. This is rate button here for beginner, intermediate, expert. This is your flip button. Press that and then tell it which direction to flip. You can calibrate the gyros of the quadcopter by bringing this stick down and this stick down and to the left, and hold it there for a few seconds while the quadcopter is on a flat level surface, and that will calibrate the gyros. It does have one key return, which is this button here, and headless mode, which is this button here. And this button here is your pitch trim, and this button here is your roll trim. So let's go straight into a flight of the H36 and see how it performs. Let's plug in its battery. Simply plug in its battery. No on-off switch on this quadcopter, and you'll see a little red light there indicating you have power to the quadcopter, and turning on the transmitter and binding the transmitter and going to the air. Now let's bring it down close where you can see it. Now it was pointing in that direction. I'm going to go into headless mode. No, that's not headless mode. Let's try that again. That should be headless mode. Yeah. Bringing it back to show you that I am in headless mode. It does have headless mode control, which works very well. Pushing it back. Let's try the one key return now this time. Going out, one key return. Well, one key return didn't seem to work. There it does. One key return. Let's go back out again. Demonstrate that one more time. Over here, one key return, and here comes the quadcopter back. That's not a hawk up there, that was a blue jay. I don't want to lose this quadcopter. Okay, how about flips? Let's bring it in close and try the flip side. Now, a lot of people like these ducted fans they're thinking of the purpose of flying them indoors with FPV by just putting a little micro camera on it that are available nowadays. Little FPV microcams that have come out, like the one for this would probably be the EF01 that would work with this. Yeah, that might work, but I don't think this has a lot of power as compared to like the Inductrix. I'm not sure this has sufficient power to lift that for a long time. We're talking maybe about a minute. You might get a flight time if you do such. The real main advantage of this quadcopter is for beginners. It's a great beginners learn to fly quadcopter, mainly because, well, it has a lot of maneuverability. This is beginner rate. Let's go to intermediate rate. But those fans, the ducted fans with the ducts, actually protect the propellers. So a beginner can easily fly this indoors and maintain control even if he bumps into objects. Let's demonstrate that. See? See, you bump into it, no issues. You can't do that with other quadcopters. A lot of those will go haywire on you as you're flying, so it's very easy to fly this, is what I'm saying, especially indoors. Pretty neat, huh? So again, yeah, this is the H36 from JJRC. New quadcopter. Again, it's very similar, if not the same, as the Ishin 010. Just a different manufacturer. Well, probably the same manufacturer, just a different name, to tell you the truth. Let's set it up high. Going up high. I don't want to go too far. You know, it is a tiny little, it's just a step above a nano. And just a step below a micro. But still pretty cool. The range on this is about 20 meters, 30 meters. I'm not going to even test it. Well, why not? Let's go around the pole if I can do it. Let's see if I can go around the pole. That's about 20 meters. See if I can do it without it running out of battery power, actually. Went a little higher right there, so it won't take as much time to do this, but am I behind the pole? Yeah, there we go. So that was at least 20 meters, 25 meters about. And here she comes back again. So yeah, it has range to do that, but again, it gets real hard to see this when it's out at that range, so be careful. If you're going to fly that far, you really need to know your orientation techniques on how to maintain orientation just by the movement alone, especially with this ducted fan propeller quadcopter, because you're going to have a hard time figuring out which is front and which is back. So all in all, yeah, I like it. Nice maneuverable little thing. Very maneuverable. Going to higher rate for the remainder of the flight. Apparently, only beginner and expert. So don't expect 3 rates. I thought there was 3 rates, but I was wrong. I must have been thinking about a different quadcopter I brought today. But yeah, let's get a little thumbnail of it. Got a good flight time with that 150 milliamp per hour. It's been flying for quite some time here. But I think, there we go. That's it. That is the flight time of the 36. So JJRC H36, and again, there's another one, Ishin 010 out there. It's available. Both of them are great quadcopters. Great indoor quadcopter, great learn to fly quadcopter. So if you're a new flyer and you want something to fly indoors over the winter time, here you go. This is what you want. Okay, Quadcopter 101, signing out.